welcome to the Counqu3r podcast. I am Tevin Hero with my lovely co-host Cliche. How you doing, Cliche?
I'm good, Tevin. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I got this little shirt
I
from
like your shirt.
thank
Yeah,
you,
it's
man.
nice.
Yeah, I got it from Goodwill, man. Goodwill got some clothes, man.
They do.
They do, and it was on $6. Yes, so that was good. That was a win for me. Shout out to me. Whoop whoop. Now, Cliche, I had a question. Honestly, everybody in this room I have a question for. Who knew that it was Men's Mental Health Month? Raise your hand. You didn't know? Look at that. My own brother didn't even know. Shout out to LA, y'all. He didn't even know it was mental health. You know why? Nobody cares. Nobody cares about men's mental health, especially black men's mental health. That is the narrative I'm sticking with until it's proven otherwise. Now, when I say that, this is not me, cliche, this is not me pointing a finger at anyone.
Hmm.
It's really me saying, my brothers, like, we got to be accountable for our own mental health first.
Very
It
much.
has to matter to us first. You know what I mean? So, cliche, let me ask you, when was the last time you asked a brother you was dealing with as a friend, more than friends, or even a relationship, hey, how's your mental health today?
Not your mental health, but I will ask, how are you doing today? Does that count?
No, it don't.
Oh, then nah, I ain't never asked that. I don't even ask no. I've never asked nobody, how's your mental health today?
Why not? It just never come to your mind, like,
It's just, hey, how are you doing?
right,
Like, how's your day going? What's new? That type of stuff.
right.
I feel you will tell me when you want to what's wrong.
Right, right. And I'm like that as well. So I understand that. Like
Yeah.
if it's really bothering you and we tight like that, then you will let me know. But I think for me, I made a thing to ask. Honestly, it's been a long time since I asked a fellow brother, like my dad or my homies or whatever, hey, how's your mental health? Because usually I'll talk to women anyway.
Hmm.
Right. So when it comes down to men, it really is in the back of my mind of how that brother is doing mentally today, and we need to change that narrative because we need to understand that mental health is important to us too. Like women's mental health was like a thing and still like a thing or whatever, and everyone's on that wave as far as like doing things to advocate for women's mental health. Well, where's that same energy when it's men's mental health, especially black men's mental health? So what you gotta say about that, cliche?
It when it comes to that, that's a complicated topic
Right,
because it's not to brush it off or anything.
right, right,
It's just when you are worried, when you got a lot going on in your own mind,
right,
it's kind of hard to think about somebody else.
right,
And it's not to, but it's still no excuse, but it's a reason.
right.
So, um, it's important. I think if more guys were able to express themselves emotionally,
Mm.
that would definitely help.
Yeah. But then, it's a thing with that too. If you do it too much, you're a Mitch or something.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not fair, but at the same time, accountability is everything. And accountability is like a swear word in our community. Black men need to learn how to express their emotions or whatever's on their mind in a healthy way.
Mm-hmm.
There's toxic ways of doing that. And because of that, you get a lot of rebuttal and saying, stop acting like a Mitch or whatever. Tiffany, shout out to Tiffany, y'all. Tiffany is quick to call somebody a Mitch, especially a dude, especially a
A
black dude.
band.
Excuse me, a man, especially a black dude. So, how important, cliche, is black men's mental health to you since you deal with black men in your life in different areas?
It's very important.
Sure.
Like it's very.
I was just,
Oh, okay. Okay. But yeah, it's very important. Like the first guy I knew to commit suicide, I was 18 years old,
mm,
and he was 18, and he just had a kid,
oh my goodness.
and he committed suicide. He was a coworker. Like I just came in one day, and they just said he was gone,
Mm,
and I had just worked with him a few days ago.
right.
So, but he never said. He just said he was tired and he felt sad, and I said I understand,
Mm,
and we talked about that, but he didn't
right.
say to the extent of how he felt.
Right.
But we talked, but he didn't tell me nothing else to help go
Right.
move forward.
Right. And it's funny because like with us, I think that suppression of wanting to voice how you feel about things, especially if it's affecting your emotions and your mind,
Mhm.
it starts in the household. And most brothers have only the moms,
Mhm.
and not even just putting it all on the moms, even two parented homes. If they both come from where their own parents didn't really allow communication or healthy communication, you couldn't really vent about how you felt.
Mhm.
It's like, hey, this is law and order here. Wherever I say goes. You don't have opportunity to voice anything because you're fed, you have a bed, you have clothes. What do you need to feel anything else about? We don't abuse you, and we carry that into our late childhood and going into adulthood, just not really knowing how to express ourselves when something's wrong.
Mhm.
So how do you feel about that, man?
If there was more healthy outlets
Mm,
for men emotionally,
like therapy?
yeah, like therapy, that therapy would be lovely. But if more guys were taught ways to express themselves in
Right,
a healthy emotional manner,
right,
that that's gonna help a lot.
right.
But- And
And what else?
I was just thinking, like, it's a lot. It's just a lot. I'm sorry.
It is. It is. And it's a lot for us too, man. Like the way we're treated in America from society standards, from this country standards, from our own women, from other races, like we take a big toll as well. Like it's funny because it's like I feel like we have this illusion, right?
Mhm.
That we are trying to fight each other as far as like black men and black women. We're trying to fight each other on who's more victimized in this country and who's more victimized between each other.
Yes, very
Right.
much.
Right. So okay, so now back to that. We just have to one, we gotta love each other. It's
Mhm.
a lot of things we need to unlearn and relearn. And I feel like and my dad, my actually I got that from my dad. Shout out to my pops, y'all.
Mhm.
He told me that. And he said we need to reintroduce ourselves to each other
Mhm.
so we can get all that toxicity out of our systems of how we look at each other and how we treat each other in regards of like just loving and being kind to each other.
Mhm.
Like we had battle with each other, we had battle with the country, we had battle with things that are systematically oppressing us.
Mhm.
It's hard being a human these days. It's just as hard being a black human these days. Do you agree or not?
I agree.
I'm glad you do, because you was about to get up if you
I'm about to say, what else am I?
didn't.
I look black.
Right. Right. Now, going back to accountability. Now we need to be, like I said, accountable of how we express things that F with us mentally.
Mhm.
And we do a piss poor job of that.
Very much.
So coming from a woman perspective, I want to hear your perspective first. Give us some tips of how we can express what y'all do to us, or just express. No, don't make that face.
What we okay? I'm listening. I'm listening.
Don't make that face. But just how should we express ourselves in healthy ways to you?
Mhm.
Like, what are some tips you can give us on how to express what's on our mind without it being like an argument or not even calling us a band? Shout out to Tiffany.
It's not. It's how you go about it. So
Right.
all the extra raising of the voice, the same way y'all wouldn't want us to raise our voices if we're
Right.
emotional. Don't raise your voice at us.
Right.
That's one.
Hmm.
Make whatever you're saying, make it make sense.
Right.
Make sure you're not going off of pure emotions, even though this is an emotional thing.
Right.
Make sure what you're feeling is actually real.
Right.
Just like y'all, would have like, is this something you're perceiving in your mind or is this real?
Hmm.
So that's another thing.
Right.
Give us details.
Hmm.
Please give us details, because the more we know, the more we can work with.
Right. I want to go back to that perceiving and the real part.
Mhm.
Like, how are we supposed to dissect that if it's what's perceived or what's real? Since you said it, I need to back that up. Young grasshopper.
Then that is where you would get a second opinion
Right.
of the situation,
Like another perspective.
another perspective.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you're just looking at it from your viewpoint.
Right. But most of y'all have a problem with getting outside perspectives on things, especially if it's in house. I got I got you, bro. Okay, Cliche.
He right though.
I missed all that you just did.
I pointed at him because when you try to when you try to have a third party
Mm-hmm.
Right.
there to
Mhm.
say, okay, because I love when people tell me, "No, you're wrong,"
Mm-hmm.
because that helps me introspect.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But most women go, "Why did you talk about this in front of them?"
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
No, somebody else has to be there because we wouldn't. If somebody's not there,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna always will not.
You're gonna always think you're right.
You're gonna think
Yeah.
that you don't get that because somebody tell me, "Not LA, you wrong." Like I was writing in the group today,
Right.
and my homeboy wrote, "This is a conversation between you and Tiffany." No, it wasn't a conversation between me and Tiffany
Right.
because other people have to see the perspectives.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Because if me and Tiffany
That's
would have
true.
took that outside, somebody would have went. Somebody would have hit me and said, "Wait a minute, what happened there?" You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Mhm.
After she wrote, I'll just keep my thumbs to myself.
Right.
If somebody was gonna say,
Mm.
that resolved.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you have to bring somebody else in to make sure the issue gets resolved
Mhm.
because it won't get resolved if me and you just argue.
Right.
You're gonna hold on to it. I'm gonna hold on to
Mhm.
it. We don't have a referee.
Right.
Right.
So I'm sorry.
No, you.
No. You good, man? You good? You might have to get on the
Get
mic.
back to my Angry Birds.
Not Angry Birds, but that was like 18 years ago. I'm done. But yeah. Now back to that, and even then, that's still a double-edged sword because if we get a male,
Mm-hmm.
then it's like if he's seeing from the outside, oh, you just y'all just riding with each other because of men,
Mhm.
and then it's like if it's a woman, it's like so what y'all got? What y'all two got going on since y'all agreeing and stuff? We can't win with y'all.
I would suggest go get marriage counseling. Don't have nobody because a lot of times they're gonna be on your side more than likely,
Right.
and they're gonna try to skew the argument in your favor,
Right.
depending on what the argument is.
Right.
So a lot of times, your friend just gonna be hyping you up, like, yeah, bro, you right. Yeah, you was right, bro. She was tripping.
Right.
Or girl, why he do all that? You right.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. So it's best to get a third party that neither one of y'all knows or
Right.
who knows y'all.
Right.
So it's a clear, unbiased opinion.
Right. Now you just told on yourself. We actually just told on each other.
Mm-hmm.
That lets like your response let me know that we have a problem communicating to each other. We listen to respond
Mm-hmm.
instead of listening to understand.
Mm-hmm.
And that F's with everybody's mental,
Mhm.
not just brothers, but y'all too,
Mhm.
because we do it too.
Mhm.
It's just it's not the blame game today.
Mhm.
I'm blaming y'all some other time. I'll just,
You always, it's always the blame women day. It's always blaming women. He
I
gonna
love y'all,
find a
though.
reason.
I love y'all though. It's accountability. Like I want us to conquer accountability. Shout out to conquer you, y'all. We need to conquer accountability.
That is true.
You know what I mean? Especially when it comes down to really communicating our feelings about something that involves us. Like I feel like we could save a lot of time and money
Mm-hmm.
and don't even need any outside help if we just really listen to understand instead of listen to respond. Like
Listen to get offended.
Right.
that part too.
Some people ready for the argument.
Oh my God.
Some people just really be listening just so they're ready to argue with you.
Right. Cliche, are you like that, man? Be honest.
Mm-mm.
You sure?
Mm-mm.
Positive.
I'm positive.
Okay.
Trust and believe. I really don't care. So after time in the argument, I don't care. So
Right.
most people don't like me when we argue.
Right. So you the one that don't even get loud. You kind of like,
I'd be like, look, this ain't even serious.
yeah.
Like, because 9 times out of 10, that's why I don't like to argue. Because 9 times out of 10, the argument is either something stupid,
Mhm.
it's blown out of proportion, or it's just a simple misunderstanding that don't nobody want to listen to each other with. That's why I don't like to argue. I hate arguing with.
either.
I don't like to argue with men or women
Right.
because it goes both ways with that situation.
Right.
Man, man, shit, just a dress.
Not a just address, y'all. I'm done. Oh my God. Now I wrote down some tips of what I think would help us in our mental health. So let me excuse me, bring out my phone. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to Galaxy. Sponsored by Galaxy, y'all. Now just playing. Let me stop. Let me right. Right. So I proposed a question. So how do we conquer our mental health issues, gentlemen? One, awareness. We have to be aware that we are mentally ill or mentally shot about something or mentally affected in a negative way about something.
Hmm.
Some of us just go with the flow. Some of us are just blown on fumes about things that are effing with us mentally, whether it's situations, living conditions, environment that we are in, kind of the same thing, or just people we are involved with. So we must have awareness first. And I think, your favorite word, therapy. I think a therapist would say that first, right? You got to be aware that you got a problem.
Oh, I was about to say something. We gonna get into that next time.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Number two, accountability. The word we love to hate in our community.
man. Boy, they see that word, they scream.
Right. It's like a curse word.
Man.
We have to hold ourselves accountable about the actions and decisions, y'all. Keyword decisions we make that has a negative outcome on our mental health. We can't blame everyone. We just can't. Like, we can't just keep pointing the finger through our lives and just reject self help. Like,
Hmm.
we got to be able to put ourselves in a position mentally, emotionally, and spiritually to help self,
Hmm.
because you can't get not all the help. You can get assistance,
Hmm.
or you can get that kickstart to begin your journey of helping self. And that's where me and you have that disagreement. Like with therapy, like do therapy helps? Like I feel like it kickstarts. I don't think it can totally help you because you still got to make the decision to want to help self first anyway.
That is true, and that's what therapy is for. It's not the end all be all. It's to help
Yeah.
you help yourself.
Yeah.
That is the main goal of therapy, to help
Right.
you help yourself, not for me to heal you myself.
Yeah.
You get it?
Yeah. I get.
So
Get
that's
that
what
feeling.
therapy was for. Yes.
Right. Shout out to Cliche. Y'all. I love her, man.
I love it too.
And for me personally, now everybody probably can't relate to this, but meditation helps a lot, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Meditation is therapeutic, and it allows you to properly dissect what's going on in you, especially mentally, and allows you to realign and regain balance, y'all. Now, mind y'all, I about to say therapy, my bad. Now, mind y'all that meditation is not the act, right?
Mhm.
Because a lot of people get that confused. Many people think meditation is like, oh, you gotta be still, sitting Indian style, and gotta have your hands touching together like you praying or something like that. Like, no, it could be playing the game, it could be writing, it can just be going for a joyride, a walk in the park, swimming. The meditation is what you do with your energy.
Mhm.
That's what makes it meditation.
Mhm.
So, brothers, if y'all want to come to me about that, I can help y'all with that. I'm selling, my little meditation steps for $59.99. Email me at tellmehero at gmail.com. And I was just playing about that. And for number four, I did think about cliche when I wrote this. I said therapy. Therapy, that's the top four for me. Therapy, it is okay to seek outside assistance to help with your mental. Now, I think we touched on this earlier,
Mhm.
but we got to be vocal.
Mhm.
And when I say vocal, we not only need to say it loud to others, we need to say it loud to ourselves.
Mhm.
Like, look, man, I'm effed up right here.
Mhm.
I need help. It's okay. But the thing is, we are trapped in this perception and this illusion that we can't be shown weak. Like, we can't show weakness. We can't be shown vulnerability. We can't be shown any of that. So we suppress all that stuff in, and it makes us not function right.
Mhm.
So what do you think about that, cliche?
I feel like therapy is also what most people don't realize is kind of like a privilege and a luxury,
Mm,
because that costs money.
they do.
If you don't have insurance, you have to pay out of pocket.
Them things ain't
And
cheap.
and I've been looking at therapists, like
Right.
online therapy is $80
Right.
just to talk to you on the phone.
Oh my goodness. About stuff I already know.
I'm, I'm like $80.
Yeah.
I mean, well, I might as well just spend eight. I'm like, okay, $80 on the phone. I'd rather talk to you in person.
Right.
Because sometimes your environment can be making you sick, but
Yeah.
that's another story. But yeah, everybody cannot afford therapy.
Right.
That is unfortunately a luxury for some people.
Right. I agree with that. Now, we about to transition right quick because I remember
Mhm.
little old cliche
Mhm.
was having something called writer's block. I asked her about a topic, and she was like, "I don't got none." I'm like, "Brother, show tomorrow. How you not have? How you not have a topic?" So she wanted to talk about forgiveness, and
Mhm.
that's very powerful. I think we also are lacking that heavily in the black community, forgiveness and just forgiving and moving on.
Mhm.
Now I'm gonna let you go in, but I just want to say this:
Mhm.
forgiving to me does not mean I have to go to your face or call you and tell you I forgive you.
Right.
It
Not at
does not
all.
mean that at all.
It does not. And
Cliche, take it from him, man. I just want to put that out there first.
all right. So this segment, I wanted to talk about learning how to forgive your parents
Mm,
and then learning how to forgive yourself.
mm. Oh,
Because,
powerful thing.
man, there are plenty of people walking around still angry at their parents, their mama and their daddy,
Yes.
or whoever was supposed to raise them
Yeah.
for things that they did or did not do.
Right.
Understandable.
Definitely.
All right. And so, forgiveness.
Hmm.
What is forgiveness?
Forgiveness means.
To stop.
Oh, you was about to say it. Oh,
Mhm.
okay. I was gonna say. I thought you wanted me. I thought you was asking me. My bad. Go. I'm sorry. Go.
I know your voice been so lovely all night.
Shut up, man.
It's my
Sorry, bro.
Forgiveness is to stop feeling angry or resentful towards someone for an offense, flaw, or mistake.
Right.
Okay. So, why do you think it's so hard to forgive?
For me personally,
Yeah.
when I struggled with it,
Mm-hmm.
it's because I knew that person had a certain power over me, or it was like, how did that punishment or that act go without punishment? Like, why am I suffering internally
Mm-hmm.
and this person is living all willy nilly and nothing happened? But I'm feeling all the emotional and mental effects from it.
Mm-hmm.
So for that reason, I can't forgive that until something happens to that person, and that person gets, gets
They get
reaped up.
they
Yeah,
karma. They
yeah,
what
get that
they
karma.
just
Yeah,
do.
right,
They just
right.
do.
Yeah, right, right.
So
So,
it's like drinking poison and expecting somebody else to die.
mm, come on with the poetry.
That's what it's. That's
Is
all it
that
is.
Shakespeare?
No, it ain't no
Oh,
Shakespeare.
don't laugh at that, Ellie. Don't laugh at that, man. What? Don't look at me like I'm
Eddie,
supposed to know what Shakespeare is.
who he is.
Oh, who he is. I'm sorry. Look at that. See, don't be calling me, bro. It's been a long time.
But
First class.
but nah, the problem with ain't okay, so it's so hard to forgive because we hold on to grudges.
Right.
And you hold on to grudge because it makes you feel like in a way you have a sense of control.
Right.
You feel like you're putting up these walls so that way you're never gonna get offended again. Can't nobody hurt you. But now you got the wall up, you keeping everything out,
Right.
but can't nothing get in.
Mm. That's black woman all day. And, I'm sorry. I had to slide that. I had to slide that in. I'm sorry, bro.
But it's a problem.
Right.
Okay. So because after a while you don't grow,
Right.
you're still holding on to the things that happened to you as a kid. And they say whatever age that you had your traumatic event is the age you are mentally stuck at,
Mm.
which is what a lot of people don't know. So if you're
That is tough.
like, so if the first traumatic thing that happened to you was at 2 years old, you are mentally at a 2-year-old until you get yourself healed.
Mm.
Like,
Black people, hope y'all hearing this. She's dropping jewels over here, y'all. Cause that's some serious stuff. I never thought about that.
yes.
Like, where did you get that from?
That what
Yeah,
about
like
the-
that piece you just said. Like that, is that like a personal perspective or like?
my aunt, she's a teacher.
Mm.
I forgot where she had got that from, but
Right.
that's what she had told me.
That's some deep stuff right there, man.
And then I do know she said that the first 7 years of your life is like the most important
Yeah.
because that of
Take your time.
no, I thought that was for me.
Oh no. No,
Oh.
you good. I just wanted to yank on my chain right quick. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But no, that's what we need to learn how to forgive.
Right.
So, are we still on the first segment?
So let me ask you this: do we start with self first or parents first?
I started with myself. I started with myself first,
Mm.
and then I learned how to forgive my parents. Because when you angry at yourself, okay, where are we at? Are we still in the first segment?
No, we on the
Well,
first or second. It doesn't matter. We just flowing.
okay.
Just
Well,
keep
that,
flowing. We
all
good.
right. Okay. So for me,
Mhm.
holding on to the anger I had from my parents.
Right.
All right. My mother, she was an addict,
Mhm.
and my father, he had a drinking problem.
Mm.
I don't want to say a drinking problem, but he just liked to drink.
Right. Right.
Uh, but they both still they did what they were supposed to do. They had good jobs, all that good stuff. But my grandparents raised me,
Mm.
and as a kid, you wondering like, okay, what do I got to do for you to love me like you love these drugs?
Mm.
Like, how much of your attention? What do I need to do to get your attention to love
Right.
me?
Right.
What do I need to do for you to look at me the way you look at that bottle?
Right.
Stuff like that.
And that was deep.
So, and then when you're young, you just start acting out. You just
Yeah.
start. You don't even think that's what you're doing it for them. You just know you're probably bored. Ain't nobody paying attention to you anyway.
Right. Right.
So he's like, who cares?
Mm.
So that's a lot. If
Clearly.
you don't get it healed, it's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. So what was that process like? When did you know?
I had to forgive my parents.
Yeah. No. Yourself. I want to start with yourself first.
When did I learn to forgive myself?
Yeah. When did you know? Okay, I gotta forgive myself for this because I see myself stuck in this certain thing
I
or this certain space. So when did you? What hit to be like? Okay, I gotta forgive myself and let go of this.
I learned to forgive myself. I want to say about 6 months ago to a year.
Oh, recent.
Yes.
Oh, Jesus.
You don't. It's not early.
It's definitely not. Yeah.
Ain't no early.
It's in adulthood.
Late teens,
Yeah.
early
Yeah.
20s type thing. Because you're
Yeah,
not
it's
focused on
definitely
that.
in adulthood, man.
Because I'm angry at myself. Like I be thinking sometimes, like, damn, I could have did this. I could have did more. But then you gotta realize you did the best you could with what you had and what you knew.
Right.
You did the best you could.
Right.
And so, but that was a big thing for me on learning how to forgive myself. Because if I
Right.
stay angry at myself, I wouldn't have grown. I wouldn't be
part.
trying to grow
Yeah.
and better myself.
Yeah. My forgiveness was more like I let a lot of people affect me in certain ways.
Mhm.
And I had to release that because I didn't see myself growing in regards of how I communicated with people when something wronged me or I
Mhm.
felt offended about something or just growing personally. Like if something really got to me, I would feel defeated like the whole day. And sometimes that one day can lead to 3 days. Sometimes that 3 days can lead to a
Mhm.
whole month. That whole month could lead to half a year.
Yeah.
So I realized I was really stuck, man. And it's almost like you really gotta hit smack at the bottom
Mhm.
to really build yourself back up the right way. Because not only did you have this certain thing against yourself, like not forgiving yourself, but to me personally, it led to me getting in depression.
Mhm.
I was highly stressed,
Man.
sad. I was very moody. Like it would be like a snap of a finger where I'll be all good and I'll see something or just think about something and all of a sudden I'm just blue for the whole day.
Mhm.
And it'll just go off just like that. And it'll just string along just like that. So I really had to do that for myself, man. I really had to. And see, the thing is, we are scared of our own demons.
Man.
We are scared to dig deep in our own souls about things because we don't want to revisit things that triggered us or traumatized us or made us feel anything other than a good feeling. But you got to do that
Mhm.
in order to forgive yourself.
Yes, and I will say this: please go and try to heal yourself because
Right.
so when you don't go heal yourself
Mm-hmm.
or the situation, whatever, and you replay it in your mind,
Right.
your body doesn't know that you're not there mentally. I mean, you're not physically there, but it's
Right.
mentally going through the same process. So, say me and you had just got into an argument a few days ago.
Right.
We don't talk about it,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just in my mind. It's just festering.
Mm-hmm.
My body does not. My mind and my body is not registering that you're not here and that we're not arguing no more. It's just in the mental. your body is just going to start tensing up. You're going to get angry. It's going to
Yes.
stress you out. Your
Yeah.
stomach's going to feel sick. You're going to get a headache.
Yeah.
It's going to be like you're going through it all over again.
Right.
So it's just like, if you don't handle it then, it will handle you.
That's
Like,
a hot take. LA, make sure you clip that up, man. That was a hot take right there, man.
so who do you need to forgive, Tevin? Who do you need to learn how to forgive?
Nobody. I've forgiven everybody that I felt like I need to forgive.
Mm-hmm.
The most challenging
Mm-hmm.
was honestly my son's mom. And it's funny because I'm the one who did the damage. But it was the response to my damage that I held this strife against her. And then just the way she went about it, because we was violent with each other. We was violent around our kid. And it was just a lot of things that I didn't see from her that she did. And I really held on to that.
Mhm.
It was tough letting that go. And then she moved on to like another dude, even though, I'm the one who broke up with her, whatever. But shut up. Shut up. Hey, look, man.
Excuse
Look,
you, sir.
look, man. Look. That's just how it was. I tried to make that last little hoorah to get my family back, and she rejected it. And then even after that, we was just real ugly for a long time, man. We talking about years of this. Years. That shit. I mean, shit is knit. Excuse me. Shit is knit, y'all. Shit is knit. Had me all the way effed up mentally, man. And I had to conquer that because if I didn't,
Mm-hmm.
it was gonna definitely defeat me and keep me. It was gonna stunt my growth, So
Mhm.
that was the toughest. And with my parents, I got good parents, y'all. And what I'm learning today about, the information out there and the resources,
Mhm.
I had to forgive them, but like a mild forgiveness. Like I really didn't hold nothing against them seriously,
Mhm.
but I really had to like mildly forgive them. Like what? Like why y'all didn't put us on certain things that we needed to thrive in society, like compared to these other kids, you know? But I can't hold that against them because guess what? Their parents didn't do it.
And they did the best that they could with what they had and what they knew.
Exactly.
Like
So,
your parents
Yeah.
are parent. And another thing, people need to realize that your parents were people before they had you.
yeah. Oh my God.
They had their own lives and their own
True.
personalities
And we don't look at that at all,
before they were a mama and daddy.
especially as 90 babies.
Dang.
We Right, yeah, you don't have kids. Yeah, keep it that way, cliche. Don't have kids. It's men are trash these days. Just don't do it. Shout out to Black men's mental health, y'all. But we
Shout out to Team No Kids.
right, right. So what about you though? Who
What?
do you need to forgive, or what was the most challenging forgiveness you had to do to a particular like person or people?
The most I told you I had to forgive my parents recently.
Yeah,
Um
I forgot. You just
and then I forgave myself.
right.
The most recent person I had to learn how to forgive was, let me think, probably
It's okay.
I mean, I'm thinking I really only needed to forgive those three.
Yeah.
Because no, I really haven't gotten into it with nobody lately, like recently,
Right.
to be like, this is seriously bothering me and festering. Like,
Right.
not recently.
Right.
You know what? Probably, I had to forgive like probably a few coworkers every now and then. I probably done got into it.
Oh, I bet you did.
Now I'm thinking about it. Like when you
Bet
start
you
thinking
did,
about like,
yeah.
okay, work.
Yeah.
I forgive some coworkers.
Yeah.
Maybe, kinda, sorta. Maybe if I see you, it might be. I don't know. Let's keep moving. No, I don't know.
Right. So I want everybody. We're gonna close with this. I want everybody to understand that there's power in forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
When you forgive yourself and others, it's not for them, it's for you.
Mm-hmm.
Because you take back power when you forgive. And forgiveness is when not you just saying it and you go about your day.
Mhm.
It's really you saying the words, I forgive you. and then honestly going through a process of really releasing that energy out,
Mm-hmm.
putting that back out in the universe, letting it go somewhere away from you.
Mm-hmm.
That's the power of forgiveness. Now we're gonna close on that. Wait, cliche, did you have any closing remarks?
No, that was it. Just learn how to forgive.
Yeah.
Forgive others, forgive yourself. So that way you ain't stuck in the same thing you're going through.
Yes.
It's just a big loop. That's it.
A big loop. Shout out to Fruit Loops. I was just playing. Let me stop.
You a Fruit
Let me,
Loop.
let me stop, y'all. Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's up, man. I'm sorry. Okay, y'all. Y'all can catch us on follow us on Facebook, excuse me, at Conquer that is Conqu3r space U. That's you, just a letter. I was about to say word, just a letter. You can follow us on Instagram as well at conquer_u. And if y'all need any help with conquering anything going on in your lives, you can email us at conqueruradioshow at gmail.com. Again, that is conqueruradioshow at gmail.com. You can follow me on Instagram and Instagram only at Tevin Hero, TEVNHEERO.
And you can follow me on Instagram as well at So Cliche. SOCLESHAE.
Okay, y'all. We out. And remember, Black men's mental health matters. Love
Mm-hmm.
y'all.
Love y'all.
And use the power of forgiveness, y'all. God bless.
Did you kiss the mic?
I
Three.